You're probably like, what does dew have anything to do with making hay? Hey, good morning, y'all. It's time to go bale some hay. Dad just called and said that there is some dew, so man, this is awesome. We were really worried about it. It's a balmy 57 degrees, so yeah, it's time to go. It is 2:21, so not much sleep last night, but that's awesome. Got one pivot of alfalfa, a little bit of orchard grass to bale, so we're gonna head on over there and see what we can do. Hopefully the dew holds and we can get her all baled up. Oh, got the old girl fired up. Time to go stack some hay. Let me set my stack count here back to 0. Right here is your stack count. Yeah, needs a reset from the last time, so you just hold stack count and minus. Missed it by 1. That's really good though. There we go. You're ready to go. Well, it looks like they got a couple bales made. Yep, getting the headlands done here. And then, yeah, start doing the rest of the field. So I need to get her picked up and we'll be ready to go. Turn on some real lights here. But, yeah. Looks like we got what he said we did, and we got some dew and ready to go, so. Got my header. And let's pick up some bales.
You guys know if we're starting on the inside or the outside? We're starting on the inside.
Yeah. First couple bales always do that. It's better sticky. It looks like I'm gonna have to pick them up. Alright. Now we're good to go. So I thought I'd show you guys some bales, see what we did here. I just jumped out of my stacker here. So, it went really good. I think they actually had almost too much moisture. They're bricks for bales, but man, they do look pretty. Yeah, you can just see nice green. Got good body to it. Yeah. What you want to see, nice. Let's see. We're getting her done. I think it's about 6:30 right now, so been going since 2:30, so not bad. It's not like there's a ton of hay out here. So we had 7 balers out here this morning, and yeah, it like took 2 hours to get it done, but at least it's done. Now get this stuff picked up and it can rain all at once. So, sun's just coming up. I'll show you over there at the barn here soon. Yeah. So we'll get back at it. Just some pretty hay. Horses are gonna love that. So I thought I'd answer a question that some of y'all might have had this morning when I was saying there's dew coming on. We got to get out and bale. You're probably like, what does dew have anything to do with making hay? I thought you wanted it dry. Well, you do. But here's the thing. So here in the desert, in the west here especially, it is super low humidity. And in the daytime, it's generally between 5 and 10%. And so stuff just dries out really quickly. And so this hay, after sitting on the ground for about, I don't know, 6-7 days generally, it will become so crunchy dry that you pick it up and it'll basically just turn to powder in your hands. And that's known as curing, which everybody knows about what curing is. Dried fruit, for example. Basically, they're doing the same thing, not quite to the extent, but you take all the moisture out of it, and then when you do that, it's able to cure, and it keeps for a long time, because that moisture is what grows mold and rots and stuff. So anyhow, that's what we're essentially doing with the hay. But there's a problem with that. I mean, yeah, you got it cured, and that makes so it keeps a long time. But you go to put that through a baler, and there's a plunger that's sitting there just hammering the stuff. And if you do that when it's very, very dry, you'll just pretty much just make all your hay into dust. And that's no good. Nobody wants to feed stuff like that. So what we got to do is, the only time that we have any moisture around here is usually early morning. Usually the peak moisture is around sunrise, which is right now is about 6 o'clock. But this morning actually, I mean, we're on a property that never gets dew. It's horrible. But this morning it dew coming in around 2 o'clock. It was plenty of dew by 2 o'clock. So we got out here and baled, and with plenty of dew. And what that does is it rehydrates the hay a little bit, and it'll make it soft and flexible. And so when you grab it, it'll just feel like just softer hay. And that'll make so when it goes through the baler, it don't just crumble. It just stays really nice. And when it puts it into the bale, it makes like a flake. So it's just like a slab of hay, which is exactly what you want. So anyhow, about what you want on these small bales generally, which you never ever get, hardly, not for much time at least, is 17 to 18% is considered the perfect dew on alfalfa small bales. And you can bale with 12 to 14%. That'll make decent hay, but man, anything below that, if you're like 10%, that's basically dry. And it'll make really ugly hay. Not only will it make ugly hay, but you'll lose a lot of tonnage just from that powder just falling onto the ground. So I think this morning we had at least 18%. I think it's probably closer to 20%, which you got to be careful with. On the flip side, if you make it too high, it can spoil. So there's a fence on either side there, and that's just part of the challenge of making hay here. A lot of places that isn't the desert, you're waiting for the dew to burn off in the morning, and you like bailing in the middle of the day. So just different area, just different thing. Now, and then again, there's another side to it. Then you got, this is alfalfa, which alfalfa you have to have good moisture to bale, or you want to, I should say. But then you got grass like timothy and orchard grass, and there's other grasses that you can do too. But that, you want a little bit of dew, but it isn't as picky. Like generally we figure like 15-16% for timothy. We don't grow orchard grass, but they say less than that even for orchard grass. And that's just because it don't got the fragile leaves. It's just a long leaf that doesn't really, yeah, don't crumble as bad. So anyhow, just thought I'd talk about that a little bit. It's a little different than some places that do hay. So yeah, hope that was helpful. So we got all the hay stacked. Just walking up here to the barn. I think I need to count here. Got 4 wide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 28 blocks there. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide here. And, okay, no, not 7, just 6. A little bit of leftover bales there. 2 blocks there. So 28 plus 24 plus 3. What's that come out to? 28, 24, 3, 52, 55? 55 blocks. Not bad. Anyhow, that's probably about 1.5 tons to the acre, which is actually not that bad, being that this field's going to get 4 crops. Yeah, just this place over here grows hay so crazy fast that we had to either cut it early, take a little bit less tonnage, and then go for a 4th crop, which it's actually normally only 3 crops around here. But that'll work. It's actually pretty nice hay. Take another look at it here. Obviously there's a little grass here. See little bits of grass in there. But yeah, good color. Really nice. So I think we'll move the blocks, a couple blocks there out of the way. Slam her in this middle bay here. So, pretty big barn here. I think you can fit like 120 blocks in one of these bays here. So, it's a lot of waste of room. But what do you do? The only way you're gonna make that many blocks is if you got like timothy or something. And yeah, we don't grow timothy here. So, yeah, fill this bay about half full. Probably be kind of like that right there. So, my brother's a squeeze guy, so gotta wait for him. I think he's out scatter baling right now. So now that he's got the hay out of there, he's gonna start cranking these new blocks in there. Opens up the forks there. Grabs it. Got it. So these blocks have a little bit different lean on them. And the lean is like that, and that's why I put it on either side of the bay, is so you can lean them into each other when he's putting them in the barn. So he'll put like 2 of the one side because they lean in, and then 2 of the other side because they lean in the other way. So it just makes the stuff stays in the barn a lot easier. So that's the reason for that. Semi here, we got to go weigh the bales, so it's gonna load 5 or 6 blocks on there and go weigh them out and see what they weigh. They're supposed to be about 93 pounds, so we'll see. These things were pretty heavy, I think, at the beginning here, so we will see how good these balers are.